Less than a year ago, LG brought the V10 seemingly out of nowhere. I called it the Frankenstein or Dr. Jekyll of phones. And it seems like there were parts that are just mashed together on a phone from 2 screens to 2 cameras. Fast forward till today. The V20 now doesn't seem too daunting, but does it make it a good phone? I'm Kevin the Tech Ninja, and let's find out. Taking a look at the front of the V20, you'll find a really attractive device. Firstly, dim bezels. They're tiny and the chins are very small. It also gives you a really clean looking device. The screens blend in amazingly to each other and the curve on the chin is not as harsh as seen as other phones. On the bottom you have the USB-C port, the headphone jack, and the bottom shooter. On the right bezel you have the quick release for the back, and on the opposite side you'll find the volume rocker. Up top you have another mic and you have the IR blaster. The device is made from AL-6013 aluminum, and this device is used in the aircraft industry. It is known for high strength and lightweight and good corrosion resistance. This phone also is MIL-STD-810G transit drop compliant. And on the top and bottom of the device is using a siloxane polycarbonate material. I don't know exactly what it means, but doing a quick Google search, it shows that it has an excellent impact on toughness. Now back to this quick release backplate. This lets you take your backplate off by just pressing this button. And under the hood, it takes you back to a few years ago, seeing a SIM card slot, SD card slot, and the removable 3200 milliamp battery. On the back is where we have a lot of things going on. You have a pair of cameras. The 16 megapixel camera has a 75-degree field of view and is rocking at f1.8. The wide angle camera is 135 degrees field of view, and that's a 2.4 lens. And that's a very, very wide shot. Now speaking of camera features, the V20 has Steady Record 2.0, and this is the first phone using this feature provided by Qualcomm. It's a gyro-based digital stabilization system. We also have a dual LED flash, laser autofocus, and a color spectrum sensor. And just below that, we have the ever so reliable fingerprint/power button. It works great. It works pretty much at any angle, which is really nice. It's flush to the back of the device, and that makes it hard to find at first, but after a few days, you do get used to it. The device feels super premium in the hand, and you get that nice crisp feeling when you grab the phone in the morning or on a cold day. The phone just feels cold. It's a really good feeling, and I know it sounds weird, but it's a different feeling on this phone compared to others. The only phone that gets the same feeling are the HTC devices, and I'm really digging it. If you think this device looks too plain, you can always toss on a dbrand skin. It switches things up a bit and it really jazzes up your device. You can get tons of different styles and colors and all that stuff. So if you're interested in doing that for this phone or any phone you may have, hit the link down below to dbrand your device. This is one of LG's best designed phones, period. And it's one of the most premium phones I felt in my hand, so kudos to LG on this one. As far as ergonomics, this phone at times feels unwieldy. It's just tall. And comparing it on GSM Arena, I can confirm this device is much taller than the S7 and taller than the iPhone 7, for what it's worth. Alright. Enough with the build, let's discuss the software on board. It's rocking Android 7.0 out of the box, and the top features from Android 7 is right there waiting for you, like split screen. LG also added their own features as well, like Q-Slide, App Switch, and floating windows. By default, the launcher is set to house all your icons sprout out all over your home screen, but to pacify this, there is an option to rock the home button screen once again within the app drawer. But many enthusiasts will opt to install Nova on top. The V20 is chock full of features, and I can make a video just talking about what's on board. But if you've used the G5 or seen my G5 review, then you know what to expect. Not many changes here. Now, I did find my review unit did have some software bugs a bit, and I did run into a couple lockups and also some mispresses, which is pretty par for the course for devices with skins these days, and it's not a major issue, but it's enough to be annoying and something that happened enough to mention. The second screen is the same from the V10. It shows notifications and it has your quick toggles. But there's something that is pretty cool, that is always on. It's weird at first, but after a while, it becomes one of my favorite features on the phone, and I don't think it has an impact to battery. The quad DAC on board is real. When you plug in some headphones, the sound is really clear and it's loud, and plugging in some headphones into a phone that doesn't have the quad DAC, there is an absolute difference. It's not the same loudness nor the crispness. The battery life on the V20 isn't great. It's passable for flagships, but it's not amazing. Using this phone next to my iPhone Pixel and S7, I found myself reaching for the charger first. Now I'm in an area of no signal for most of the day, so my battery life isn't a lot better than most people's, it's actually worse, but regardless, I did have around 4 hours of screen on time versus the 4.5 to 5 I was seeing on the Pixel. And I had around 18 hours of standby time. But once again, this is my usage and your miles may vary. The speaker is a single bottom firing speaker. According to GSM Arena, it scored higher than the V10 G5 and also HTC 10 as far as volume and also pink noise. According to my ear test, the V20 is loud, but with many bottom shooters, it is at a very inconvenient place and the audio is not facing towards you, so I'm losing a lot of quality. It gets loud, but I still rather have front-facing speakers like the HTC 10 or the Nexus 6P. Let's save the best for last. This is the V20 camera. This camera is full of features. Let's start with the rear shooters. The two cameras are fantastic. The wide angle lens has a bit of loss of detail around the edges, but you can get some really cool looking shots. Now the main shooter of the camera is what will give you that nice bokeh at f1.8, and it's also 16 megapixels. This camera is fast, sharp, and the colors are awesome. Some of these shots that I took looked DSLR-like, and I'm not just saying that. Now, not all shots, but some. Now the wide angle lens should be used for unreal perspective shots or real estate agents. The camera software is left the same and you still have a lot of your shooting modes. You can also use 3 cameras at the same time, and all the usual suspects are there like panorama mode and things like that. As far as the video, you'll see Qualcomm Steady Shot Record come into play, and this is gyro-based electronic image stabilization or EIS, and it works as promised. Super steady handheld shots, and the mics on board are fantastic too. LG gives us manual video controls and manual photo controls to the point where I could comfortably use this as a second camera if I was doing a multi-camera shot, because you can dial in settings, you can monitor audio. I mean, it is fantastic what LG is doing with their software. So this is the V20. What do you think about it? Let me know down below. If you want the full write-up and sample shots, hit the links down below as well. My name is Kevin the Tech Ninja. Like the video and hit subscribe, and I'll holler at you folks later.